Welcome back to another video. This one is an AQWorlds Infinity video going over some questions and answers that the devs have provided in a design note. So let's get started. The ultimate Q&A post. This is everything you wanted to know about Adventure Quest Worlds Infinity, but were not afraid to ask. That's a clever way of putting it. It says right here, greetings and salutations. We've been seeing your questions about the new version of AQWorlds we are building and wanted to get you some answers. Not just any answers, but the most accurate, stone solid answers in the universe, except for questions which do not have those sort of answers. So there will be some things that they won't be touching on. Here we go. What is AQWorlds Infinity? Basically, it's AQWorld 2.0, runs 60 frames per second. You can play it on your PC, Mac, your mobile, possibly console at some point. And it says you can play the existing version right now on the Artix game launcher. Why do we need a new version? 2 words. Flash is dead. What about the Artix game launcher? Yes, we still will update the existing game weekly along with the other games that you can also play. Come on, isn't there just some button you can push to convert it? No, we tried. What is the status of the new game project now? Here we go. Let's see if this is if they're laying it on the line properly. The current version runs on Steam, phones, and tablet. It is only accessible by devs and testers, but allows you to log in with your existing character. Okay? The current build of the game features exploration, chat, early combat, quests, loot, and basic friend and guild functionality. We have been spending the majority of the time improving and finalizing how we convert content from the existing game. Okay, so that is currently where it is, obviously still in very early stages. Is this just a current AQWorlds but on a mobile device, or a new better? Why not both? The guiding philosophy of this project is keep it the same, but wherever we can make it better. What new features will this game have? This is a cross-platform game with superior gameplay controls, including keyboard, WASD, movement, and joysticks gamepad support. This is a huge one. That's going to be really awesome. This version of the game is GPU accelerated, which runs at 60 plus frames per second on any machine that's not a toaster. It also features scrolling maps, particle effects, new types of class skills, better map colliders, a consistent interface, a new dialogue cutscene system, remastered quests, a unified music and sound effects system, and a much faster server. All this sounds freaking amazing. I mean, I'll be able to play AQWorlds without having to turn off all my animations. Who is on the team? So these are the content people. So we have the programmers, Zoom, who is the lead gamer, lead game coder, sorry. Warlick is a game client, Uromi is a server and database, Tunic, who's a user interface and cutscenes, Spider is combat and conversion tools, Captain Rhubarb database and admin tools. And then you have the content team, Reens, which is the content lead, J6, which is the map conversion and art changes, Ghost animation, Yoshino, maps, NPCs, and Stuff Doer. That is a classic. Alina, showrunner for the existing AQWorlds, Artix project lead for AQWorlds conversion, and more team members will be recruited, moved to this team as the tools become ready for them to use, because right now they're still working on the tools that will be used in the full creation. Why is this project taking so long? It has taken far longer than anticipated, but it is happening. In previous posts, we talked about how much easier it would be if we could just build a new AQWorld from scratch. Honestly, I think it would have been better in the long run to just do that instead of having to convert what we have, because that is what's taking so long. But we felt it was extremely important to let you and other players log in with all your items. Finding a way to convert 50,000 plus items and thousands of maps, monsters, and cutscenes have proven to be extremely difficult. The amount of effort going into developing the tools and methods we are using to convert the assets is worth it, because once we accomplish this, we will be able to use the exact same techniques to convert our other beloved games. Why are you taking AQ3D devs to work on this? It needs so much more. What? Why are you taking? Where did it say they were taking AQ3D devs? I'd never heard that. Anyways, we have not taken any dedicated AQ3D devs to work on this. It is important to note that Zoom's role is to oversee all the game's code and work with each of the code teams. At the time of this post, AQ3D is currently completing Guild Phase 2 and player housing. So, oh, I see, because Zoom is... Okay, so Zoom does help with AQ3D as well, but he's been doing a lot of this as well. Will the existing AQWorlds be canceled when this is released? No, the games will be updated in parallel. Still don't know how that's going to really work, but... Anyways, the content creation expects content to be created in Flash, Adobe Animate, and then converted. So the existing pipeline of weekly releases is important to the future of both games. We have no plans to either cancel or take down the existing version of the game. We have no shutdown date planned. We intend to keep AQ slightly misspelled here. AQWorlds Flash online for years to come, as long as we are able to maintain the servers and the game in a safe, stable way. You'll be able to log in and battle on. So if you don't want to play on the new one, then you could still play on the old one. I mean, a lot of botters will not be converting over to the new one because it's not going to be the same for them. Will there be items in Infinity that are not available in the normal game? Yes. While most items will transfer between games, some items will have features that will only work in the new version of the game. Now, this one right here shows the blinding light of Destiny 3. And then down here it talks a little bit about it, but anyways, interesting. You can kind of see the loadout, the setup right here, as well as what it looks like. You get the chat box down here. It looks like a little indicator. You can minimize it. Over here, you have this little arrow right here, which opens up the combat. I'm pretty sure that's the combat down there. You've got a menu up here. I mean, we don't obviously get access to see these two things, but we can see the rest of them over here. And then you've got your inventory. And will my items be exactly the same as they are in the current? No. The weapons crafted in Flash use vector art, which is a fancy way of saying it is line art. Line art is scaled to any size and always looks good. Flash was built using that. Made it possible to place complex animations inside complex animations inside complex animations. You get the idea. The new version of the game uses your GPU, which requires bitmap art. That is out of pixels. So we're converting all the vector art into bitmap art. The biggest benefit in the new game will be blazingly fast. The downside is that the art is intended to look good at a very specific size. Sort of like zooming in and out on a photo, it'll get blurry as it's bigger. Furthermore, converting the complex animations must be done manually. Some special effects of the weapons will likely be upgraded to use particle effects, so that's going to be nice. Due to the sheer volume of weapons, armors, and items with custom animation, we will need to be creative on how we prioritize the most common and the most special items to be converted. Are you still doing a Kickstarter? Most likely. We have thrown 3 successful Kickstarters in the past. 3? I know of 2. Each overdeveloped to the backers who were supported by adding a surprise bonus. One of the most impressive and well-received achievements for the AQ3D Kickstarters was how quickly they were able to join in the alpha testing on Steam. This is how we wish to repeat, and that means the core game must be 100% functional and battle-ready before we launch the Kickstarter. This is not just being responsible, it's a sign that the team is truly committed to the long-term future of this game. In the spirit of extreme transparency, the original plan was to launch the Kickstarter on September 1st and then do the first tech demo for backers in October. Oh, okay. We are in a furious frenzy of development to hit that date, but early last month we made the call to push that back. We still have important things we must finish first. So that was why, if you guys had remembered on a previous video of mine, as well as in other things, we had seen that they did say the launch was going to be in 2023. Well, this has been pushed back. I really don't see it happening in 2023, just considering that they're still building the tools and the stuff to convert. Once the whole tools and everything is done, converting will go much quicker, but they're not even there yet. So anyways, we'll have to wait and see. So they said, they're saying, okay, well, here we go. So they said we are still in do or die mode to launch the Infinity Tech Demo Alpha Test by the end of the year. So who knows? Maybe in December we might get something. I will be very surprised considering the stage they're at. But I mean, they have pulled rabbits out of their hat before. So can I ask some questions about the game itself? Sure. Will I be able to log in with my existing character? Yes. Will I keep my level? Both no and yes. Infinity will allow you to see your level from the web version of the game. It may be used to give you access to things like your existing items. However, AQWorld Infinity has a separate level system. So all players will start the new game at level 1. This will allow you to experience the remastered storyline and to unlock the achievements. And this is good as some achievements will only be possible to unlock this way. So you'll only be able to unlock certain achievements in AQWorld Infinity. Will the level cap be the same for both? No, level caps will be different in each game. AQWorld's Infinity level cap will rise as the new areas are released. Similar, if you guys have ever played AQ3D, then you know currently the max level is 44 as of the filming of this video. But last year it was level 40, I think. So within the year it's gone up 4 levels. This is how AQWorlds Infinity is going to work. It will progressively go up. If you guys are old players of AQWorlds, then you'll know that's how they also did it. It went up in stages. When we first started, the highest level we could get was like level 15 or something like that. It was very, very low. And then it was up to 20 and then 35. And it was just, it progressed very, very slow. But it was after years of that. But anyways, will there be Steam? Yes, this is obviously answered before. Can I log in with my original account to phones, tablets? Yes, and this is also already answered. Can I log into all my devices at the same time? No, you can only log in one place. Can I switch between devices? Ultimately, yes. You'll be able to switch, same as AQ3D or whatever, where you can just switch, between your devices. That you will be able to do that just as long as you're not logged. If you're logged in on your PC and you try to log in on your phone, it'll kick you out of the game on your PC. So will adventure coins be shared between the versions? Yes, you will be able to use adventure coins in Infinity. So if you have 75,000 adventure coins in AQWorlds, don't worry, you will be able to use those in AQWorlds Infinity. I know there were some people out there that were worried about this. Will items in Infinity get pricing and power adjustments? Pricing? No. The items are shared between the two games. If pricing was different, you could buy and sell the items to become the richest golden heir in the world. Power? Yes. Power will be different in each version of the game for balancing and progression. So that's important to know that. Will the music be remastered or at least higher quality? The most accurate answer is it'll be a mix of new music and better versions of the old. What do you mean when you say the Chaos Saga will be remastered? Great question. When we rebuild these sagas, we want to make them better, faster, and more fun. We will start with the base art and add little touches wherever we go. Just like the leaves that now fall in the town of Babylon, we will keep the essence of the area and its story, but remove a lot of filler and grind. See, when we originally built these sagas, we did them as part of our weekly release schedule. Now that we look back and see the full picture, we are remastering it. So that's going to be excellent. Now, when we rebuild the Dragon's Lair, when we rebuilt the Dragon's Lair, it was strikingly obvious to us that we needed to make the quest simpler, faster, and more streamlined. Also, we saw where adding additional cutscenes would make the story better. Remastering the sagas is vital for making the game more interesting and fun for those who have already beaten the main storyline and for brand new players experiencing it for the first time. So basically, they're trying to bring the game into 2023, and I think that's a good improvement, making it faster, making it more compatible with today's games. Will this get the normal AQWorld updates at the same time? That is the ultimate goal. We have a lot of wood to chop before we get there. Any incentive for the accounts that already finished the Chaos Saga? That's an interesting idea. We've not talked about this yet. Please feel free to suggest your ideas to Elena and the team about this. When AQ2D launches, will it have all the current, at the time, content that AQWorld has? All the current? And then huge laugh. No. And that is obviously insane if you could think of how much content. Well, I wrote the response in a comedic effort. There really was an overwhelming amount of handmade custom content to convert. It would take years just to convert everything, and that is forgetting the fact that we are adding new areas, quests, monsters, and items every week. Also, it is impossible for some content to get converted exactly as is, which includes things like minigames and other oddities that Flash let us get away with. So we will prioritize the most important content until we catch up, and then we will try to match releases while slowly adding the other content. Not every zone and story line will be ported over. That means some items will be obtained via a different method in AQ Infinity. Interesting. How much lore will change in AQ Infinity? Will the lore be edited? Ideally, no lore will be dramatically edited. We want to fix continuity issues and tie up any loose ends to make sure everything makes sense. Then we want to keep expanding the game world to unlock new adventures. Will there be a PvP? Of course there will be, but we will still be working the base combat and classes right now. So PvP will obviously be in. It's going to be a reworked. It won't be the same sucky PvP that is in AQWorlds, but they're going to be reworking that after they've done the whole combat and classes. I mean, classes that's going to take forever. I'm interested if they're going to mention anything about how many classes you start with, because I'll be stupefied if you start with anything more than 10. Can you stream while working on the game? Would be cool to see. Sure. What could possibly go wrong? Oh my goodness, could you imagine? That would be cool though. I'd like to see that. What will device requirements be? A modern Android, Apple, or tablet, and any PC that's not a toaster. We added the ability to turn off particles and things that might slow older devices. I'm sure I'll be eating my words here after the content team realizes all the stuff that they can do with particle systems. One team member replaced my Sunshine God Rays with a particle system that generated 50 screen size overlapping transparent PNGs. It looked really nice and did not slow our machines down. Wow. But a toaster phone would probably go Nova. How are you going to update 2 games at the same time? Will you get new team members? We are always getting new team members, but we will need a large amount of temporary contract artists to help with the mass converting items. Hence why the Kickstarter is kind of important for that, to bring on some temporary artists. Once the games are roughly doing the same releases, we will adjust the teams accordingly. Will there be trade? This is probably the most requested feature. While it is easy to implement, it comes with a whole lot of complex problems. So the bottom line is we are interested in doing it, but it would take some serious thought and a revamp of our account security before we do it. Before then, we need to focus on the core game mechanics. And trading can cause a lot of problems in games, so we'd have to wait and see. Like they said, once they do a revamp and really think about, there'd be a lot of items that would not, that would be trade tagged, so you can't trade them. There would be a lot of items with that. Basically any Hero Mart item, anything that cost real life money, I'm sure would be locked because there'd be ways of cheating around that. Will Spider's quality of life updates be in AQWorlds Infinity? Yes, but many are not implemented yet. Spider's on the Infinity coding team and is actively working on a new combat system. Will the overall combat change? Combat should be more fun. Classes and skills should be comfortably the same, but improved wherever possible. The new combat system Spider is working on will allow the combat encounter designers to build new types of challenges which we were not able to in the original version. This is a pretty broad answer, and we should do an interview with Spider on the combat system in the future. Just saying this, Spider, if you guys have ever seen any of the stuff he's done, he's a genius, so any combat system he comes up with is going to be stellar. Will the world map and walkable maps be changed? I am not sure. As we start remastering the sagas, we may redo the maps slightly to make more sense. We would like it for everyone to be easier for everyone to navigate the world and find adventures for their level. Oh, nice. Okay. What will people who back the project on Kickstarter get? Early access and special items. Can we get a T2FA? Undecided. So they're not sure yet. If we add trading, this or something very similar will be required to do so. So it's possible. 2-factor authentication might come in. If levels in AQ2D are reset, will I lose my progress in AQWorld? No. If Infinity is reset during the tech demo or alpha, which I'm sure it will be, you will keep your AQWorld's progress. So the 2 games are linked in some way, but not when it comes to leveling and all that stuff. And also about classes, I'm wondering, I don't know how they're going to do that. I mean, do you have to rank your classes up again? Because technically they'd be like new classes. Not sure. How long will it take to port over all the stories? We are about to find out on the first Lord of Chaos. Check back soon to find more. Okay. That's going to be interesting. Will you be rewarding long-term players to play AQWorlds Infinity? Yes. Like you even have to ask. What has it been like working on Infinity? Hard. One of the hardest things we've ever done. Not a single part of it has been straightforward or easy, but it is happening, and I'm really proud of the team. Since we went to the PAX and showed off the game working across computers, tablets, and phones, we have been making steady progress. It's like that old coding joke, 100 bugs in a code on the wall, 100 bugs in the code. Take one down, pass it around, 136 bugs in the code. We are not just solving the problems that will convert AQWorlds, we're solving the problems that will allow us to convert all of our games. Sure, you have heard me say this before, but that is difference between someone who dabbles in something and then walks away to the next shiny thing, or someone who's obsessive at completing their goal. When this goes live, very few people will know how much actually went into it, except maybe you, the type of person who reads something like this all the way to the end. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you being part of this. And this Q&A was huge, so I took a few screenshots and then also used some older ones to spruce up the post. And no mention in here in regards to membership. I know a lot of people have been asking about that. Oh, there you go. You can see the images of the leaves falling. In regards to the membership, we still don't know. Is it going to be monthly, or is it going to be a one-time thing like AQ3D? We don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see what they decide on it and go from there. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.